Hello everybody, welcome to Bobonomics. I'm Bobo, and today I'm bringing you a quick top 64 pure virtual world deck profile. I kind of went to a last second regional in Dallas, Fort Worth. The regional was 9 rounds of Swiss, I think 506 players. So it was a pretty big regional, so I just wanted to record this before I change up my deck a bunch. I think this was a decent list, but I'm definitely going to make some changes. I haven't been playing too much this format. I think I played in 2 locals this whole month. It's March 31st, the regional was yesterday. And I also don't think I brought my best. Like, I made like 3 objective misplays, and I don't think any of them affected the results of the game. I won all the games I made a misplay in, but I still, think I could have brought something better and potentially done better. But, overall happy with the result. Glad to get another invite with Virtual World. I went X2-1, so 2 losses, 1 draw in the 9 rounds. But my draw should have been a win. Kind of got screwed over by the judges, but I don't want to get too much into it. But that definitely could have changed the whole trajectory of the tournament. Could have affected other people's records and like tiebreakers. So I hope they didn't rob me of a top 8. I don't think they did. It's pretty unlikely if I played the same way I did. But still sucks to never know for sure. But anyway, on to the actual deck profile. I'll try and make it quick because it's pretty standard Virtual World. I think I haven't made significant changes. And yeah, shout out to Thomas and David, my travel buddies, for convincing me to go to the regional. And shout out to Thomas for getting his first top 8 at this event. He's been playing a lot and he deserves it. So appreciate y'all. All right, on to the list. So playing 3 Lili, 3 Lala, 3 Lulu, 3 Gigi, and 2 Nian Yan. So pretty standard ratios there. Not much explanation needed. And if you guys do have questions, I'm happy to answer anything in the comments. We'll be checking and all that. Playing 3 Cashier Fenrir. So mainly this is because I'm going for the Beatrice rollback lock. Baron's really strong to protect that, and so I want to play Fenrir. It's more of a going first card. Going second, it wasn't very good for me, but I think I'll play it going forward. We'll see. I'm playing Signature 1 of Ghost Ogre. Honestly, it was pretty bad for me all event, but I'm glad I played it because my only 2 losses were against the first placer, which was Volcanic FTK, and Ogre's pretty good versus them. I just didn't see any hand traps or anything. I didn't see going second cards at all except Fenrir, but it didn't matter. It's an FTK. And then I also lost against Voiceless Voice. They just drew amazing. There was nothing I could do. In game 3, they won die roll, and then I bricked anyway. And then in game 3, they had Droll, Imperm, Nib, Starter, Extender, and then like the Voiceless Trap, which they just said. So yeah, not much I could do about that, but Ogre would have been good. And then, I play the Ogre partially because I'm playing 3 E-Telly. Just makes E-Telly a better card, but that didn't really come up today. So not 100% sure on Ghost Ogre in the main deck. Could be a called buy, but kind of flips back and forth. Playing 3 Prosperity, that's part of why I'm playing these ratios. So the 2 Nian is not necessary because I'm not playing Desires, but I do think a second one comes up a good amount, and you still banish stuff, so it's helpful to shuffle back banish cards, or if you're playing a strategy that banishes your cards, the second Nian's helpful, and it's just a flexible side spot. I'm only playing 2 Foolish Real Goods. I was playing 3 before. I'm really glad I cut it down to 2 because this is just an inferior consistency card. But it's not bad to see 1, but you just never really want to see multiples or pick it up off Prosp or anything like that. Then the entrance spells, playing 3 City. Playing double Qinglong just because, I'm not on Desires, and Qinglong really usually sucks to draw on multiples. And then more non-engine. I'm going with 3 Dark Ruler no more, so if you notice, I'm not really playing monster hand traps. I was playing 3 Ash Blossom. Dark Ruler did absolutely nothing for me at the event. Every time I saw it, it was like game 1 when I was going first. I won, I think, half my die rolls, by the way. So I lost one half. So this was only a discard. I never even attempted to activate it. It was pretty bad, but if I saw it versus like the Voiceless game 1, and had a playable hand, it obviously would have been good. But yeah, in general, not a big fan. I might just go back to hand traps. Even though it's not good enough versus Snake Eye to have like 1 Ash Blossom, usually it's too low impact. I think it's just good to cover Rogue and then also have something to back up my board. And then onto the traps, playing the 3 Engine traps, 2 Chuche, 1 Zhuanwu. Playing the rollback Mayakashi for the rollback lock. Is my main line of play going first. And then 3 Imperm. I still think Imperm is good, even if people say like, oh, it's not high impact enough or whatever. I think hitting Snake Eye Ash is still good enough trade. And then, you know, obviously it's generically good versus other decks, and it works with the rollback lock. That's mainly why I'm playing 3. I just think it's one of the best cards in the game. So not too much change there. 42 main deck. I think I like the ratios in there, but I'm just not 100% set on rollback being in the main deck, and I really don't like Prosp versus Desires. I feel like Desires is always feeling more powerful, but I have to experiment. Onto the extra deck, I'm playing Star Charge Warrior, Juju, playing Malong. This is the first time I actually played Malong in like competitive setting. And that's just to make Baron easier and to actually have a good level 6 to make under Beatrice. This is the first time I've ever played Virtual World without Coral Dragon in my list. That's mainly because Prosperity just conflicts with it too much. I'm always just banishing it. Rarely go into it. And if I just play Malong, this is a tuner synchro I can use to go into Tzolk'in if I even need to, you know, make a tuner synchro, but it just doesn't come up enough, so I cut the Coral Dragon for this. I never made Malong once, I don't think, so this is one of the biggest flex spots for sure. Vermilion, I think, mandatory. Shen Shen, mandatory. Although I made Shen Shen once, like the whole event. Because, you know, I'm mainly going for rollback, but still, good card to have. Crystal Wing, Tzolk'in. This is kind of a lot of Nibiru hate. So I'm playing the Baron with the Crystal Wing Tzolk'in, so I just never want to get Nibiru, even though Nibiru is kind of falling out of favor, but I do like it with the Fenrirs, with the Malong, to have that extra protection for Beatrice. Playing 2 rank 3s, Jaja and Tonebird. Jaja being a Virtual World didn't really come up. The Banish effect didn't really come up. Has come up before. This is probably the second biggest flex spot. Not sure if I'll change this or not, but it was okay overall. Totem Bird, only made it twice, also okay. Probably the third biggest flex spot. But yeah, the 2 rank 3s, I like to play them if I'm playing the 3 Italy Tunian. But yeah, I didn't go into Zeus too much or anything this whole event, but I know they have come up a lot for me before. So, iffy on them. Beatrice, kind of main end board piece. Wallow, in my opinion, mandatory. Helps with OTKs and some utility. Fanfan did not come up for me again. This is for Fire King Snake Eye and Pure Snake Eye. I think I only played 2 or 3 Snake Eyes, and I just never made this. Honestly, I really flipped back and forth between like M7, Coral Dragon, all these cards that I normally would play. Fanfan, I just wanted to play a third level 6. I went with just 2, or rank 6s. I went with 2 for a little bit. But I was like, man, I think I really need a third in case, you know. Like, you know, rank 6 are just the most accessible, and banishing off Prosp, sometimes I'd rather have that flexibility. So, yeah, Fanfan underperformed, I guess. And then the Zeus package, just extra material. And then Zeus, made him a couple times. So, yeah, relatively standard extra deck. There's just a lot of things to consider, because the extra deck I feel like is tight. Also considered Chao Fang, considered Final Sigma back in the extra deck. There's just a lot of things that I need to test. I just haven't had time to recently. Onto the side deck, got my token. So I'm siding 3 Ash Blossom, still high impact versus a lot of matchups. Like, you know, branded, I mean, plenty of things. Probably should have been in the main deck, it's close. I'm only playing 2 Bishul's. I think if I owned a second Druid Form, I'd probably play 2 Druids, 1 Magna. I drew Magna, and it saved me against Branded once for a Gimmick Puppet Lock. And then I also drew it versus the Voiceless player, but they just had way too much. They were able to play around it. And I also already had like a semi-brick hand, so it wasn't crazy or anything. Joel, I'm only playing this pretty much for Manadium and, you know, other like FTK type decks, but Manadium's so unwinnable, I feel like I have to play this. And it does hit other things like, you know, whatever, Drytron, Flu, whatever. Another thing, I only put it in, I think I sided it in twice and never even attempted to make it, so kind of useless. Didn't really come up, but I think I'll reevaluate if I want to play them or not, but it's close. If people are reading Virtual World cards and stuff, it might come up more. It's kind of on and off, but it gives you reassurance, like I said in previous profiles, I think, to let you play out your matches. Playing 2 Pankratops, good versus Pure Snake Eye, good versus some back row. This is pretty much my back row hate, so decided to go with it, and I think I'll keep it. Half the times I saw it, I discarded it, and then half the times it was pretty good as a board breaker. I'll just have to, you know, weigh this versus other things like Lightning Storms or whatever. Playing the one I've called by, I could have main decked this, and I normally do, but I just think it's good versus a lot of things, especially Shifter is the main thing I'm scared of. 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, I expected a lot of like either stun or like back row type decks like Rescue Ace, so wanted to play one that I could prosp into or just draw. Even though normally I'm not struggling against back row decks too much. And then playing 2 Traps, Magic Reflector, Different Dimension Ground. I just don't want to lose to Cosmics or Lightning Storms or Harpies, which people will usually put against me. And these can be targeted by rollback, so it's kind of double utility. This is just for decks that don't care about a Shifter or a rollback like Floowandereeze or sometimes Runic, and then this is just extra power versus, you know, Snake Eye type decks. And that is the whole list. I want to keep it relatively short. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, overall, pretty satisfied with this list. We'll make some changes, and then hopefully top or get an invite again, and I'll update you guys here with that as well. Thank you all for watching, and have a great rest of the day or night. Peace.